Breaking news out of the United Kingdom. Britain's Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, has been involved in a very serious car crash close to the royal family's Sandrigham estate. The 97-year-old Duke was behind the wheel of a Range Rover where he was seen to be coming out of the vehicle shaken but unhurt. He was sent back to the Sandringham estate. This is the royal family's winter residence, where doctors examined him and determined that he was indeed unharmed. So that's the news out of the United Kingdom. We don't know any more as of yet whether or not the other parties involved were hurt or not, or the nature of the accident, why this accident took place. It looks like his vehicle is pretty much totaled. But now questions are being asked as to whether or not the 97-year-old should still be driving a motor vehicle, because there are many laws in the United Kingdom which state that once you reach a certain age, you're obligated to surrender your license and to go through various procedures and tests to determine whether or not you are indeed still fit to drive a motor vehicle. Now, the royal family have been known to get away with a lot of things. Up until 1992, they weren't even paying taxes like everyone else. But if the Duke of Edinburgh was not subject to these procedures to determine whether or not he was still fit to drive a motor vehicle, then I believe someone should be punished. Now, anybody who has been following the Netflix series The Crown will know that Prince Philip is a very independent and energetic human being, and losing his license would be a very big disappointment to him. But of course, the safety of the subjects of the United Kingdom should come first. Now, the Duke of Edinburgh is a very controversial individual. He has very controversial views. He's a very strong, stringent environmentalist. He believes in world depopulation. He believes that humans should voluntarily not have so many children. Yet, between him and the Queen, there are four children, and how many grandchildren? So, and not only that, the royal family's carbon footprint is bigger than the size of Texas. Their grandchildren are always flying around, jetting around, spewing carbon into the atmosphere. Uh, so they used to have a very big yacht. So I mean, they're always talking to us about the environment, and yet they're the biggest polluters, probably they're one of the biggest private polluters probably on the planet, non-company polluters on the planet. So there you have it, just like all the other celebrities out there. But the Duke of Edinburgh has also been known to say some very controversial things. For one, when he was in China, he had said to a group of British students that you shouldn't stay in China for too long, otherwise you'll develop slitty eyes. One of his more extreme comments was when he had said that when he dies, he hopes to come back being reincarnated as a disease so that he can shrink the global population. And I actually thought of something. One person who's probably smiling from her grave right now is Princess Diana, the late Princess of Wales, because there's a lot of evidence out there, and many people believe, with actually very credible evidence. I don't want to cast any judgment, but the evidence is there that Prince Philip was either involved with or even orchestrated Princess Diana's car crash. And if that's true, then God really has a sense of humor, all right. But it looks like he's unharmed. I'm glad he's unharmed. I'm glad he's not dead. It's very lucky that at 97 he would manage to come out of this car crash unhurt. I don't wish any death upon anybody, but he does have a lot to answer for. But that's the news out of the United Kingdom. Prince Philip, 97, involved in a car crash, shaken but unharmed. I just want to know what is the case of the other individuals involved in this car crash, whether or not they're hurt or not, whether or not the people in the car with him, the security detail in the car with him, were also unhurt, and the people in the other car, whether or not they're unhurt or not. Hopefully, the mainstream media, with its resources, will do its job and uncover that information for us. But my last comment on this, as a Canadian, I just want to ask my fellow Canadians, what's your opinion of the royal family? You know that Canada has this tradition, along with a few other countries, that Britain's monarch is also Canada's monarch, and Britain's royal family is also Canada's royal family. Do you believe that this tradition should remain, or do you believe that it's time we abolish the monarchy and become a republic? I personally believe that it's a very ridiculous tradition, and I think its time has indeed come, because many people say, well, it's a part of our tradition, it's a part of our history, but you know what? It's not part of my history. It's not a part of the French Canadians' history, and it's not a part of the Native Canadians' history. And they're very Canadian. In fact, they're probably even more Canadian than the British Canadian. But what do you guys think about all that? This is the Arana Nation.